Hello, I am Split Focus from the 2P project. How are you doing today? As you know, it is a new day and we have another video for you ready to go, rocking it, because we just got a couple new things in the mail and we're excited to be showcasing two things that I don't think very many people will be doing videos on. So the first thing we're looking at, we have two things in the mail as I mentioned before. We got a awesome Vincent Valentine Final Fantasy VII Advent Children static arts statue thing, which is kind of cool, and we'll go over the more and finer details in a moment. And then in the background, I'm sure you're anxious, but you can see, but we'll talk about it more later, is this fantastic backdrop of Cup Noodle. Because it is the 30th anniversary for Final Fantasy, we are going to look at two items that I managed to collect for the 30th anniversary. So 2 seconds, we will cut straight to the video. Here we are, back in action. As you can see, this is the box without the Vincent Valentine in it. We'll get right back to it in a second, but it has the Final Fantasy 30th anniversary. I think it's, can you see it? The 30th anniversary collection. It's on there, it says since 1987, but the little sticker is like the crystal. And it has 3 tiny chocobos there, which I hope you can see. Is it coming in? Yeah, it looks really good. And this sticker is actually on everything that's related to the 30th anniversary, so I find that kind of cool. This is the box. Box kind of cheesy, but at the same time still makes it look cool. This is the Vincent Valentine figure we get. Anyway, what I was saying is that this, you know, like I'm a huge Vincent Valentine fanatic, and anything that comes out that's Vincent Valentine related, I usually try to pick up. So this is what we got now. I have some rubber keychains coming that we'll actually show in a video in a couple weeks or something like that, when that comes in.
Yeah.
And that's my dog barking in the background. Don't worry about her. She'll be barking all day.
In a month or two, whenever they happen to show up in the mail.
Yeah.
Takes a little while to ship them.
That's right. Mina, stop! Okay, this is just the back. It's a generic back of the box. It's, you know, like not too fantastic. They have, you see the moon up there, but the moon is related to the midnight. Oh yeah, okay. So the moon up here.
Can you see the moon yet?
Yeah, it's up here. It's just related to the backdrop of the scene here for Vincent Valentine, and the backdrop's obviously Midgar. So that's just a neat picture. And then that's a generic background, and then you have the other side of the box. There's nothing really on the top, so we don't care about that, and there's nothing really on the bottom other than Square Enix's company logo or whatever for collecting purposes.
The nice thing about Square Enix stuff is that I find that they always make their boxes really artistic. Like they put a lot of, well, they usually put some thought into them, and they also make it so that if you don't want to take your stuff out of the box, you're still able to display it and see what you've bought instead of the box just being completely solid and not being able to see the figure inside, which...
Yeah, there's some really good graphic artwork done.
There's a really big window.
Let's just move this. Yeah, and a big window. So if you don't want to take out your stuff out of the box, as Naomi was saying, you can still leave it in there and it looks kind of cool, but it's a big window here. And then, like I said, graphic artwork. I mean, if I was ever to get into graphic design, which, you know, I dabble in, as you guys can see my thumbnails, but, you know, it's just the way they make boxes is kind of neat. Anyway, here's the figure. This is Vincent Valentine in all his glory. And I don't know if you guys ever seen our Vincent Valentine figure downstairs. It's a Play Arts Kai figure or whatever. It's kind of cool too. Did I? Yeah. It's neat. Anyway, this is really well done. I'm really pleased with this. They have a lot of really good detail on it. I don't know how much of this you can see, but we'll try and get at it. You can see the cracks in the rock there that he's standing on. Even his gun Cerberus has some very
Turn it this way a little bit.
Which way? This way?
There.
Even his gun Cerberus has really good detail in the artwork on the side of his gun, even on the other side. His cape's really well done. They always make it look like he's a vampire of some sort, but he's really not a vampire. He's just a combination of a monster and Mako-infused being or whatever. All his buttons and belt buckles and everything like that are all very well detailed. This I am overall really impressed with. Even his face. Traditionally, Square Enix has created some characters, toy figures, their Play Arts action line, where the figures have been, you know, I don't know, like well, you saw our Sephiroth video. If you saw our Sephiroth video, you'll know. But this one and their other bust, their lightning bust or whatever, they are looking really good. And this is even better. Again, you can look at the hand. His hand's pretty good, well done too. There's some slight paint work there that's been, you know, looks like it's been contaminated or whatever. I don't know what that means. It's kind of red.
Just some,
you know, and there's a little bit of a gash there that doesn't look like it's been painted on. But overall, I'm really, really pleased with this figure. It's
he's
fantastic.
been to battle.
He has been bad to blah 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 blah. He has been bad to battle. And then obviously here's the bottom of the piece, which, you know, is just awesome to sit on. Anyway,
his shadow.
Yeah.
Like it's supposed to be his
Oh,
shadow.
it is supposed to be a shadow. Look at that. Okay, so we'll top down view here. So here's his cape and his cape.
Can't see it.
I
You
can't
have to,
see anything.
no, you have to go like this.
Okay. So anyway, there's his cape there, and his cape is actually, this is supposed to be a shadow because I guess the light is coming from this way, and it hits the rock, and the shadow is just expanding outward from the rock in behind him. That's kind of neat. That's a neat little detail that I never even would have picked up on if Pokey never said anything. That's cool. And there's really not much else to say about this figure other than the fact that it is cool. So I can't remember how much it cost us to get, but I'm pleased with it, and it's definitely worth the purchase for me. All right, so
Oh geez, you brought it right in.
I did
Oh geez, okay. I'm gonna have to
expand the camera.
be cool here and be all like, woo.
Camera woman.
Okay.
So how's the glare on? Good.
It's a little bit, but we're gonna take that off, aren't we? The
Yeah,
top
we're
part.
gonna flip it off. Okay, so we're just getting a broad view of what it actually came in. It actually also came with a code that I'm going to be using. I could show you.
Well, we're going to attempt to use it.
Yeah, we're going to attempt to use it. Basically, it comes with the Cup Noodle headgear. So you put the Cup Noodle headgear on your Noctis gaming figure online, or Noctis character online in the game. It looks kind of stupid, but if you've seen
And he has a fork.
if you've seen the commercials before, it's kind of funny. They did actually release a commercial for Cup Noodle, and because Cup Noodle is a big part of Final Fantasy 15, subtle advertising anyway, but it's still, you know, Gladio, one of Gladio's favorite meals for quick speed. Anyway, he talks about it in the game if you played it. Maybe I'll just throw a video up right here and you guys can click on it and watch the video where he talks about Cup Noodle. I'll even throw up the commercial too somewhere over here so you can click on that if you want to. What else? Oh, that's it. We're going to open this up. Not the Cup Noodles themselves. We're just going to we're going to do a quick panorama. There's nothing on the back of the box. Well, there is. So again, here's the 30th anniversary. In this one, they have the chocobos in a different location. Oh, no, they don't. They're all the same. But I didn't notice it on the small thing, but there is a little Moogle here, which is kind of neat. So they did manage to incorporate the Moogle, and then you have the Cup Noodle logo, and then this is called the Final Fantasy Boss Collection.
That's the Final Fantasy Boss Collection. I'm zooming in. And then there's Cup Noodle. So that's kind of cool. Made by Nissan. Yay.
Okay, so we pulled off the screen because it produces a fair amount of glare. But starting from over here
Okay.
to down to here is basically all the Final Fantasies bosses from 1 to 15. That's from what I gather anyway. So over here you have, I don't know what these characters are called. You know, I call myself a Final Fantasy fan, but I'm not really familiar with anybody prior to Final Fantasy IV. So this game is Final Fantasy IV here, and this is one of the bosses in the game. Either that's Zemus or Zeromus. He's the Final Fantasy IV boss. Spoiler, spoiler, spoiler! Obviously I'm calling out spoilers here, but whatever. I haven't played Final Fantasy V, so again, I'm not familiar with who the boss is in Final Fantasy V, but I have played from here onwards. So we have Kefka here, which is kind of cool. He's a little to the side, so I'll rotate him a bit so you can see him. It's just his 6-bit figure there, or 16-bit figure, right? You have Sephiroth in all his glory. We've done a few videos with Sephiroth in it, so he needs no introduction. Here is Ultimisha, or whatever. She also has a different name in the game too.
Are we going down here?
So yeah, we'll go over here.
Okay.
We have
Follow in your hand.
we have Kuja down here. he's from Final Fantasy 9. Seymour, which is from Final Fantasy 10.
Seymour Butts.
Seymour Butts. Hey, they even have the Shadow Lord from Final Fantasy 11, which is kind of nifty. Final Fantasy 11, as you guys know, was an online game. So when they say it's like a boss, he sort of is a boss, but for a particular expansion. Then you have one of the judges here. I'm not going to give his name away because it's a bit of a twist in the game. This, I believe, is Final Fantasy 13, which I have never beaten, but I'm assuming...
Twist it this way a little bit?
This one?
Yeah, I want to see that side too.
So a lot of people have told me that the boss for Final Fantasy 13 is Caius, but I'm not exactly entirely sure, so I'm just going to leave that one up for interpretation. I'm not sure.
Who's that?
Then we have over here Final Fantasy 14,
Bahamut.
which is a very, like, you really can't see him, but he looks like Bahamut.
Looks like Bahamut to me.
Yeah.
That's the big boss in 14.
Not entirely sure what that is. And then over here we have one of my favorite characters in all of the series, or one of my favorite villains in all of the series. What? Turn it this way?
And the other one too. I didn't really get a good.
Well, there's nothing really to see there.
Nothing. It's
No,
just that.
Just
okay.
that, yeah. And then one of my favorite villains in all of the series is Arden, or however you say his name. And he's just fantastic. He's got a fantastic voice actor too, which is amazing. Like, a lot of these games don't have voice acting. Like, it wasn't until Final Fantasy X that they actually introduced voice acting, but even in Final Fantasy XI, because there was so much talking in that game, they didn't include any voice acting either. But this is Cup Noodle. Cup Noodle is a large part of the game in Final Fantasy 15. Well, maybe not a large part. He just goes, it's like a meme, right? He just, for some reason, it became, what's the word? What am I looking for? It became...
It's not just,
cool.
It's not just 15. It's not just Final Fantasy 15. It's like an anime thing. And maybe it's just a Japanese thing.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, when I was growing up, I watched Naruto. And in Naruto loved ramen. And ramen is made with the same kind of noodles.
Yeah,
as
so
far as I know.
it might be a cultural thing.
I think
it might be a cultural thing. I'm not sure. We're not sure. But either way, wow, that was terrible language. Either way, this is Cup Noodle. This is the Final Fantasy 15 the Final Fantasy box collection for the Final Fantasy 30th anniversary. Here is Vincent Valentine in his fancy dancy box for, as well, the 30th anniversary of Final Fantasy. And if you tune in at some point to our Twitch, I will be trying to stream all the Final Fantasies from... at least from 4 until, as far as I can get anyway, for the next 7 months. I'm going to try and do one stream or one Twitch stream per Final Fantasy for the duration of the month. So this month is the month of May. We're already halfway through May. I know I said this before, but I'm hoping to get some streaming in there as well. So you can follow us over on Twitch at the 2P Project.
What game will you be playing?
I'm going to be playing Final Fantasy 4. So
Okay.
it'll be our Final Fantasy 4 Twitch stream for the duration of the month if I can do it. And like I said, it's at 2P Project. You can just search that on Twitch. I'll put links in the comment section below as well. And our YouTube channel will have a bunch of new stuff on it as well, including these videos. So
And we're on Facebook too.
we are on Facebook. Please send us a line. Drop us a line on Facebook. Say hi.
Pretty
'cause we're
much
cool.
any kind of any one of those big social media things. We're there.
Yay.
We have something. We're 2P Project. We're everywhere.
So with that, this is Spit Focus from the 2P Project. That behind you, camera woman, is Poke-chan from the 2P Project. And we are out of here. 2P out.